I'd want to do an audit. And one of the things, again, that strategic coach talks about, this is their framework with the four freedoms. It's interesting because what they talk about is you need freedom from to have freedom to, right? So if I said, Cindy, I'm going to give you a freedom of ultimate time. You don't have to worry about location or time at all. But then you got super bored and you got into, your freedom to, um, maybe you were watching too many TV shows and then you weren't actually like, people lose their purpose sometimes, right? So if you take them, if you give them a freedom, they have to have something to have a freedom to do things, right? So if I've got a freedom of my schedule now from chiropractic patients, which I do, that gives me a freedom to help more chiropractors out. So you always want to make sure if you're going to remove something, you got to get them to go into something else with that particular freedom. And so I like to do an audit and say, okay, where do you feel like the biggest struggle is? And then they'll say, here, okay, like what if I gave you the cash flow confidence, you didn't have to worry about money now. What is that going to give you a freedom to do? And they're like, oh, well, then I could be able to hire an associate, and then I could take off Fridays, and I could, go to the baseball games with the kids, right? So I don't think there's a blanket one because I know people that have time and money, but then their relationships are really bad. And so you got to tackle that one. So you got to do an audit of where the person's at, in my opinion.
So you brought me back to something you mentioned earlier, and that's the delegation.